beautiful souls. How are you all doing? So I'm here for your full moon forecast. Gosh, there's been lots of shifts and changes. I know that I've been having a lot of realizations this week, new awareness about the things that are holding me back, a lot about the way, am I really committed to my business? Am I fully doing the things I say, or am I doing the things that I feel I should do? So that's where I'm at. So this full moon is going to be in Capricorn, happening on the 3rd of July at 11:38 a.m. GMT time, that is, at 11 degrees and 18 seconds. So I can speak from my own experience on Capricorn because I have a stellium in Capricorn, so I feel I understand this energy quite well. So Capricorn, it's the medicine of Capricorn is teaching us to reach the highest heights, and it is symbolized by the mountain goat, right? So actually they are the mammals that reach the highest places on earth. So there is ambition, there is a sense of responsibility to be of service and do big things in the world. But on the shadow side, there can be a sort of sense of manipulation or ruthlessness to get to the top of that mountain. I definitely notice my shadows, as we all have them. So with this full moon, because it's a full moon, it's a time of forgiveness, forgiving ourselves, forgiving anyone else, and releasing the old, so that this full moon is going to illuminate an area, a life area for you, depending what house it's in. And it's a time to celebrate how far we've come. That's really important at this full moon, because Capricorn has a tendency to get so into that I've got to climb to the top of the mountain that it's actually hard to take a break and go, God, wow, look how far up the mountain I am. Look how far I've come up that mountain. So just take a minute to pause and look at how far you've come in the last 6 months, in the last 3 months, because even in a few weeks, we are changing rapidly at the moment. So really notice that. And because we're on that full moon, we're on the axis of the Cancer Capricorn. So this is really having that balance between Capricorn representing our career, our status, being public in the world, versus that. So we're seeking recognition from the outside world, which is that earth sign, that practicality, that wanting to further and contribute more to the world. And then we've got Cancer on the other hand, which is a water sign. It's more fluid, it's softer, and it's about, have we got roots down? Are we connected to our family, from where we belong? Those roots, are we connected to? So it's seeking security from within ourselves, from trusting our intuition and our emotions. Very different. But the polarity means that they are energies that are different, but they work well together. Earth and water is the opposite. So they support each other in that. And so looking at, where do you have a tendency to focus too much on your career and your vocation, and then you forget and neglect your family? Or are you so family focused that you maybe forget to put more energy into your business and building your business? It's hard sometimes to juggle it all, isn't it? So just noticing that. And I'm really feeling that there's this message of discernment, being more discerning with our energy. Capricorn likes to climb to the top. It's like that CEO of a big company. It thinks big. I definitely think big, and maybe you can relate. Think big, thinks big about everything. So if we want to go far, we've got to take those small steps every day. So looking at your bigger vision, and asking yourself, you know, particularly if you have a business, are you moving in alignment with that bigger vision? You know, what are the small steps you can be taking regularly every day this week to move closer to that bigger vision, right? Because sometimes we get distracted, we get rerouted as creatives. I know I do. And we go off on a tangent and then we have to come back. So it's coming back to your center, rooting into your body, right? Is this action in alignment with my bigger vision? And if it's not, it's okay. You can always reroute at any time. And I had this quandary. I was going to do a cacao ceremony this weekend, and I've got one person confirmed yes, and I'm feeling like, okay, just don't scatter your energy. Focus on the other cacao ceremony you're going to run, bringing astrology in at the end of the month. So just noticing where your energy is going, because less is more. The more we can be intentional, the more powerful we are in our business and the offers that we're putting out there. So you've also got Sun conjunct Mercury. So because we've got that Sun in Cancer and Mercury, Cancer is soft, it's gentle. So it's, you know, delving into what makes us vulnerable, that softer part of us. And as sensitive souls, many of you here will relate, we can put that barrier up, you know, like a crab with its hard shell, it puts its hard shell up is to protect that soft body. And it can be easy to do that because we feel so deeply. So it's learning to, you know, how can you have better boundaries in place? And leaning into this, Mercury is helping us be more compassionate with ourselves, compassionate communication to others as well. So how do you talk to yourself? Are you really negative? Or, you know, are you kind? How do you speak to yourself? Because we're often quite cruel to ourselves, and you wouldn't say those things that you would say to a friend, right? So just think about that. And the full moon's in a trine with Saturn. So Capricorn is already ruled by Saturn. So Saturn is about authority, gaining that recognition in the world, having boundaries and structures. So that's really lovely because it's enhancing that Saturnian energy of helping us see what structures and containers can actually support those actions we're taking towards that bigger vision. You know, at the minute I'm searching for painting classes because I know that I can get distracted. I don't always paint on my own, but if I have that space, that container where others are painting, that will support my painting journey. You see what I mean? So what structures can you put in place? And you can feel into these questions. Take what resonates. So, and where can you put boundaries up? I know as creative, sensitive people, we can struggle with boundaries. I know I can. So when it comes to, if you're sensitive, are you actually managing your boundaries? And I don't always mean a tangible thing, you know, do you actually protect your energy? For example, imagining a beautiful bubble of golden light to protect yourself before you go out into the world, because the world can feel overwhelming to us if we are sensitive souls, but there is a gift in being sensitive as well. And we've also got the full moon in a trine with Jupiter. So it's interesting because on the one hand, it's in a trine with Saturn, which is, you know, get on with it. That's kind of the masculine energy, the authority figure, you know, connecting with our inner authority. And then we've got this trine with Jupiter, which is about expansion and growth. So with Jupiter and Taurus, you know, it's exploring our horizons when it comes to resources and money. So maybe you really want to feel more secure, and, you know, feeling more secure maybe means creating more money in your business. So being open to new opportunities that coming your way, being open to that on this full moon, right? There might be, you know, somebody wants to collaborate with you or something, and it creates a bit more money for you. So feeling into where can you expand, where can you create more resources, and more income for yourself as well. So there's a lot going on, but it is very much about connecting with that, being of service to the world. As I said, Capricorn has big visions. And really celebrating how far you've come. You know, in the last, you've been on a journey of you've been cocooned and you're coming out of your cocoon. What have you learned about yourself from the last few months? And there's probably a lot that you've noticed, but Capricorn can have high expectations, you know, on to the next project. So taking time to actually celebrate how far you've come. It's great to do a celebration ritual at a full moon. So you can just write down all the things you're celebrating right now from the last couple of weeks, the last month. You could do the last month since the new moon, or 2 weeks since the new moon, and really celebrate. Do something you enjoy for yourself. You know, maybe it's reading a few chapters of your book, or dancing, just something that celebrates you and how far you've come. So yeah, there's a lot going on, but it is that earth water dynamic. How can we trust our intuition? How can we move with our feelings at the same time as taking practical steps forward, right? And sometimes that mountain can seem so big that it's overwhelming, that we procrastinate, we avoid tasks. So how can you step back from that bigger vision and think, okay, this is where I'm heading. What action step can I take even today and this month to move closer to that massive mountaintop? Okay, let me know how you're feeling. I'd love to know what is surfacing for you at this full moon. Let me know in the comments, and I will see you all soon. Bye.